When you dyed your hair, were you going for the school shooter look? Was there a reason you went blonde?
I don't think he was definitely going for a school shooter look. Bowling for Columbine.
No,
I'm
but
ready.
some people like to be feared.
I hate that. See, I hate my worst nightmare is people being scared of me. I thought it would look nice, and I thought it would just make me stand out from all the other straight white males on the comedy circuit.
Yeah.
I basically, at the minute, it feels like either Dara O'Brien or Ed Byrne has to die for me to get on Mock the Week.
Yeah.
Good. Or set themselves on fire.
And
do the right thing.
I'm just like balancing either. So if Ed Byrne goes first, I'll keep the hair long. But if Dara O'Brien goes, I'll buzz it off and start talking about stars and shit.
Where's the Northern Irish representation in comedy? Patrick Keelty.
The last person on Mock the Week from Northern Ireland was Patrick Keelty.
Yeah.
The last one from Liverpool. John Bishop. Not even letting him have that. He's from Runcorn.
Is he? Yeah.
I got bumped from a lineup in Belfast for John Bishop, and I wasn't that annoyed.
What, you got fucked off? Like New York Comedy Club style?
Yeah.
Because
I was supposed to be on, and then they were like, I can't tell you why, but just come down and watch, but you're not on anymore.
What was John Bishop doing? Just passing through?
He was filming, do you know that tour thing that he did?
Right.
Because basically it was all supposed to be like nice little comedy clubs and pubs and stuff, and the only gig he'd done in Belfast was the Arena. So he wanted to reshoot it in like a small comedy clubs for all these mad cameras there and shit. And I was like, that's fair.
If you're looking at what you want to achieve in comedy, that is one of the levels you really would like to get to. I'm filming this thing, and I'm just going to pop in and just do 20 minutes. That's what you'd love to be at a level like. Could you just fuck off anyone who's in that spot? Because I'm coming to try out some new stuff. Oh,
I really, really, really love squeezing onto a bill, though. They're my favourite gigs. Top Secret in London. I can do it there. The boat show in London, I could do that because my agent runs it. And a couple of weeks ago, before this second lockdown hit, I had a Saturday night off and just went to Hot Water. And on the Late Show, they only had 2 acts on. They were just doing one break. And I was like, because it was the last night of gigging before it all went to shit. And I went to Binty. I'd fucking love to just do a gig. Can we do one on Tuesday? And Binty was like, you can get on tonight if you want. Just go on after the headliner. Just go and do whatever. It was fucking...
Not a traditional spot.
No, just go on after the closer. And just do whatever. And I did like half an hour. It was fucking...
I don't like people that aren't up for that. Like, you know, people that are running like a pretty shitty open mic, and you're there and you're like, oh, like, could you throw me on for 5? Because there was 2 gigs on in Belfast, and it was like kind of the same gig twice. And I wasn't on the first one, but I was supposed to be on the second one. And then the lockdown got called, so the second one got cancelled. And I was at the first one, and I said to the guy, like, oh, could you chuck me on for 5 minutes just so I get a gig before it all disappears again? And he was like, no, because we have to run to this time and this time. And I'm like, just MC 5 minutes less.
Yeah, but that's when you know you're not... I'm not slagging off that gig particularly, but be a proper club and just show a bit of flex.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like we start at 8:20. The compere comes off at 8:30. Just be a fucking proper comedy club. I remember Jason Manford turning up to his own gig when he owned part of the Laugh-In in Chester. He was like... Because Jason Manford is well-known, very fucking sound comic. He's not everyone's favourite stand-up in comedy, but if you actually watch what he does, you're like, fuck me, he's there for a reason. Mm-hmm. He's an excellent comic. And he owned the gig, and he'd come down, and he literally was like a 30% shareholder, and everyone was like, oh, you should go on. You know, we can move the bill around. He went, I'll just go on at the end. Like, he's so sound, and just went on the end and did like 50 minutes, and it still worked.
Of course it did. They're happy to see him. And I think comedians and promoters get bogged down because we're so used to like the way the bill runs. And it's like, no, they need a comic and then they need a compare, then 20 and then a break. They're ready for a break then. And at the end of the night, oh no, they're ready to go home. They've had enough. If you ask the audience, they don't know that every comic does 20 minutes. They haven't got a fucking clue. They just know the compare comes on and brings someone on and they do a bit. And then the compare goes on and brings someone on, and they do a bit.
They're not watching times, going, this guy only did 18.
Yeah.
Also, the crowd will let you know.
Yeah.
Without stopping it. If they're going tired and it's gone a bit shit, they've let you know.
Yeah.
Like, if it's not working, cut it short.
And someone famous, just let them on. That's why I do prefer the New York style of, like, I don't think people should necessarily be bumped, because I think that's a bit shit. But, like, we've said this before, I feel like if I got massive, which I'd love to be doing big tours and whatever, I still feel like I'd turn up to the Frog and Bucket on a Saturday. I'd ring Jess a few days before and be like, can I come down on Saturday and just drop in? Can I just do an extra set? Because I love it.
Well, because you want to perform as well to people that aren't your like disciples.
Yeah.
Like you want to perform to just fucking strangers who've never fucking.
No, I'm ready
heard
for
of you.
disciples now. I've done 18 years
done
of
18 years.
people who don't know or give a fuck about who I am.
And luckily for you, you've only got 12 fans.
That's it.
I thought you were.
Literally, at this point, I'd sell tickets to them.
I thought you were going to be like, luckily for you, you've only got 12 years left.
That could be right as well. 12 years of selling 12 ticket tours. Can I get on the bill? Can you fuck?
But that's why your
charging up.
special was fucking sick. Because it wasn't you performing to a bunch of people who give you a standing ovation for walking onto the stage.
Yeah, I like that. And it's yeah, it was fun. I think more and more comics are going to shoot specials that way. And certainly shoot shorter form things.
The ones
at
with
comedy
balls.
clubs.
The ones with balls.
Yeah,
There's some people are going to be like, could I do the easier version of that?
Yeah, but there's a lot of comics who need to start filming stuff who haven't got enough of the following to put 400 people in a theatre. And they're going to have to go, I need to film some sets. And there's so many comics who murder every club that they could easily just go, I'll spend 500 quid, get a camera crew in, get 3 cameras in, and let's film something.
Yeah, but the risk with that is that it's just a shit night, innit? That having spent a bit of money on that before, it is always a bit of a like, I've spent money on this is 5 years ago, trying to do a version of this, and then you get there and the night is just poor. Like I'd picked a gig that was decent most nights, and it was just a bad night, and I did okay, but it wasn't something you wanted to.
Yeah.
There is a bit more security about going, this is a nice gig, these are some of my people. It's just a safer play.
I did have a backup though. Like, to be fair, I filmed 4 sets.
Yeah.
So I filmed Friday and Saturday at the Comedy Store.
Same shirt.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Same shit for all 4 shows.